canal, from where this side of the canal over here is coming straight at me. It's so synthetic, right?
Yeah, these are both synthetic goat and synthetic wolf. They're not natural hair at all.
So I'm going to close this because I know I'll put it in here if I don't.
Actually, this brush could be used on oil, with oil too, because it's synthetic hair.
Right.
So is one a soft brush and one a stiffer brush?
Yeah.
But they both have a nice point, though.
Yeah, it's like a liner. You can use for branches, that kind of stuff. Like a rigger. But they're not very absorbent like the mop brush, normal, like a regular hair brush. They don't take much moisture as animal hair.
I always forget something.
So I use it for like oil. It's okay.
Well, instead of taking yours, I'll just do like that.
You don't have the lid to cover the pants there?
Lid for what?
Oh, you just flip it, right, normally.
Poor artist.
You also use oil on above the watercolor sometimes. I noticed that one time you did a little bit left over, maybe.
Did I get some on
the watercolor?
That's not a good idea.
Not a good idea.
But stuff happens.
Yeah.
People that love art don't mind that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's mixed media.
But I know some people really don't like that.
Mm.
They don't know. They just don't understand. It's like the plein air thing. Sometimes you get flies in your painting, and some people will go, "Oh, look, there's a fly in your painting." But people that love plein air painting, they go, "Oh, there's a fly in your painting." Yeah. It's just part of the charm of being outdoors. There's a lot of golfers there, though, so I don't know. Huh? Looks fun. I don't know what it's called. These fingers on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Nice people?
Just squeeze open.
He's breaking it. He's getting the starch out.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I actually know a guy, and his name is Robert, and he's about this big. He's really tall, and he paints watercolors with 2 brushes.
Wow.
And he basically starts it off wet, and then by the time it's dry, he's finished.
You know how we do it? Let me show you. Like a chopsticks.
So again, the Chinese did it first.
Yeah, like this. The Japanese also does this. When they do washes, one with water, one with color. They just do that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, let me do it in a slow motion. Yeah, but they just do a snap second. So no, if if you use the same color brush, you won't tell the change. But it's very professional. Does this all the time. Yeah.
Wow.
You have to practice that.
Yeah, you have to practice with chopsticks. Just do that.
That's a good idea. And then there's this sort of rule of thirds there. I could put my. Is she down there already? Yeah. She got in. Bridge around there. Is somebody down there?
you're putting this one lower, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I am, huh? Did I do that?
Not yet.
Oh, I put that one up higher.
It's been a weekend.
I'm observing.
Negative 12 degree weather.
Yeah, I forgot.
That was fun.
Well, that's great.
I didn't think about it. Okay, so
Mother said she wanted to go in the sun.
Yeah. I thought she could use my jacket.
here's my my point.
What do you mean? That's your stuff?
That's the point that everything.
Oh, your vanishing point.
I'm looking right here, right? I'm looking almost straight down that line over here,
Yeah.
but it's a little. I'm about here, and then the horizon's about there. So everything will vanish to this point. That's the point where I'm making everything vanish to. So I could say, okay, there's my water is about there. And maybe the sidewalk's about there.
You need to be very detailed.
And maybe the top of the other side's there. Trees. Maybe a palm there. Trees coming up off there.
Well, I think she got it.
You still have a syllabus? You were gonna say.
Oh, so you're going to that class too?
Yeah. So it's you, so it's more.
No.
You could even outline where your shadows are, but I can't really even see them. So, because the sun just keeps going in and out. In.
She'll keep it simple.
So then, I'll try this one. This was soft. Oh.
Rob. Yeah. Sorry. Ever tried one of these? This is a water-soluble pencil. So you draw it, and then with watercolor, when you do any water over it, it just kind of disappears.
So let's just say I have a palm tree around there. That's not that big. We'll give it a whirl. Thank you. And maybe I'll do, look at the clouds breaking up. Look at these great clouds we just found. They came out of nowhere.
The horizon, the vanishing point is always on the horizon.
Vantage point always on the horizon. Yeah. That's one thing you can hang your hat on right there. Vanishing point always on the horizon. Isn't that nice? There's an always. So I got a little violet in my again, if you get the value right, you can use any color you want.
I love the vines going up the side of the house.
And then for your edges of your clouds, just use water. Just water in here.
You can use
Get
the
rid of
white.
hard edge right here, just
You
water.
can use your left hand with water, so you can do it.
Water,
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't even know how to do it. It makes sense though.
yeah. That's what
So you don't have to always clean it up.
you use your both side of the brand. Yeah,
And this one right here,
yeah,
be careful.
yeah.
Don't put it in there. So I have I know the mountain in the background's green, right? I know it's green, but that's too saturated to be that far away. So I'm going to take blue, ultramarine blue, and add it to that. That'll desaturate the color. Maybe a little more blue. Add water. Yeah, he's gonna see this water soluble. He gave me a water soluble pencil. It just loses itself right into the watercolor.
So when you draw, yeah, it just kind of disappears.
Yeah. Wonderful.
That's amazing.
See all these little white specks in there?
$3 on Amazon.
See all that little white stuff? Cover it up or the watercolor police will come get you. No. Don't do that. Yeah, leave it because it looks fresh. You want that fresh watercolor. Look. Little palm tree way back there. Maybe I'll just. I had one up here too. Oh, there he is. That's where God invented paper towels.
Poor snake.
So there's the backwards method, right? Negative, and then I pulled that one out. I don't know if that's positive, but different looks. That has hard edges. That one has softer. But see, now I can come back with this, like that. Take that background color again, and maybe dry it up a little bit. Spread the bristles. Spread the bristles. If you like. I'll let that dry. So now, these trees were in shadow a minute ago, but now they're coming out into the light. I like that. Over there. I'll let that dry and glaze a little bit of yellow into it. It's like cooking, right? Pinch of salt here. We got this big mass right here of oaky trees.
How did you do that with the palm tree? That's awesome.
I just scrubbed it out with a rag.
Oh, cool.
So
That's sick.
I just went like this. Like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then I came back. That almost looks like a palm tree right there, doesn't it?
It does.
And then I just came back here and shaped it with the background like that. And, you know, because it's colder out, you know, it'll stay wet longer. Now, we've got some reds in there, some greens in there. I'm looking at these oaks down here on the bottom. Just to punch them in the foreground. A little bit of red will jump it up into the foreground. Something a little bit more saturated in the yellows. And there's a few little chunks and things like that on the bottom. We have all this orange right here. I'm just going to take that. And I got all this orange here. Kind of mixed with that color in the foreground and mixed with the blue and dulled it, so just put more in there.
Is your paper wet, Rob?
Nope,
Just swept off the brush.
because it's so cold. If it's wet, it's hard to deal with.
Oh.
It just you won't get anything to dry. Even this is gonna have a hard time drying. Kind of lost my bridge there, but now these shadows. I mean, I know that the shadow is actually kind of a grayer color, like more like this. And that might be fine. Sometimes I just like to really emphasize the blue in it. We've got these shadows darting down the side here. And then they go straight across the sidewalk. Got a little bit of a shadow right along the edge there. And then they pick up again. Up the other side. So now that the sun's getting higher, we're losing these shadows. These will get smaller and smaller as the sun gets higher and higher. In the summertime, you don't even see them on this side. Let's just take a couple more of those. Big ones in the foreground. Few things coming up the side.
Hello, sir.
Surprise!
Little branchy things coming up over here.
He's pretty angel. He's hot right over there.
And maybe a little softer edges. So. Oh, I got my water brush here. Take a little water on the edge here, just to soften the edge. I mean, really, there's no detail at all in there. But just your big masses of color can do quite a bit. I'm going to bring that bridge out a little bit. A little bit more. Just hit some dark back there. I don't know if we're going to be able to see that this is a bridge or not, but cover it up. Maybe I'll put. A little darker under here. With watercolor, you know, you just have to keep reinforcing those darks because the paper just keeps swallowing them up. So I'm hitting a little bit more shadow in here. These are really airy, these sycamores. And I didn't bother putting in the branches on this one. But I just want a light side and a shadow side. Maybe a little bit of, maybe on the background when I'm not seeing much shadow in it, maybe. I always test it with the back of my Now, is this dry? Here. I'm going to take shadow color here. Because there's already a color there, you're going to see through it. So I'm going to go ahead and just use ultramarine blue. Just make it feel a little further away. Soft edges, so yeah, just use the water. Couple of my little guys up here. Use the side of your brush. Okay? Just dry brush. That's all I wanted, with a few little verticals on the top there. And then again, with a little water, you can soften those edges. You can make it feel a little further away. Softer edges will recede. Tighter edges generally come forward. And then, oops, I put the wrong one in there. A little something yellower. Just a little something yellow on that. Those trees in there. This guy's got a little bit of yellow on him. I'll just let that dry and then glaze in some shadows later. And then I wouldn't do this until it's all pretty much dry. But you see the white here, it's not really white, but it's a very light value. So I want to put something just warm on it, like that. See how that just accents it? It doesn't take very much. And what I have on the brush here is enough. Right over the shadows. I'm going to throw a little bit of a shadow over my bridge there. Some little streaks of shadow. You okay?
You stepped in a huge hole. Yeah.
Careful. No. That could be fun. You don't have to. I mean, I prefer both ways. So. Little accents from here on out. Like, for instance, we have a nice little tree branch way back there. I think I want him way over here. And that's a little, I probably should have done it when it was a little bit drier. but that's okay.
You're trying to put into your water with the reflection.
My what?
Your water with reflection.
The water.
The shadows.
Yeah, I didn't even put that water in there, huh? There it is. Good morning. I'll zigzag my strokes back and forth this way so it feels, see, a little more horizontal there. And there's like dead leaves and things like that right around here. So I could do the same thing, just gonna break that up a little bit. Yeah, shadow too. So you come back and hit them maybe a little bit darker in the shadows. Or maybe not, I don't know. It's not really dark there. But I am getting a little bit of dark on the left side. There's a little bit of a bank in there. Kind of defines it.
Do you put green on your watercolor palette or do you just make it?
I usually just make it. But I'll use it. It's so easy to make. See, yeah, I wanted a little bit of orange on the water and the lights. You gotta give it a little time, it'll push the other stuff aside. Yeah, it's so easy to take like a Prussian blue and then any yellow and make a gorgeous green. So I just don't even like it. They're nice to use though. I just call them crutch colors, you know. Like someone gave me an orange, so I've been using that. I usually just make it out of red and yellow, but I mean, it's a good orange.
French orange?
Very potent orange, huh?
That French orange?
Is that what it is? The Mari,
Yeah.
Mari, or something. I don't know how to say the word.
It's fun. And they're viridian. It's fun too.
Pretty potent orange. Any accents you want to add. There is a little bit of shadow to this. The problem is that it kind of just blends right into the background, which it kind of does. So sometimes you just have to do things to make it stand out if you want that. Like sometimes like that, I might just leave it because the more stuff I put in there, the more it just gets swallowed into the background. And that's just a choice. I don't want to sit here and render it to death. The other thing is that what I could do is maybe hit a little bit of something warm on the light side. And make it come forward that way. Boy, that. See how it gets redder as it gets toward? It gets redder as it gets deader. little shadow side. So a couple of darks in the background might make it stand out if that's what you want. From here on out, I come back and, you know, hit a couple nice little shadowy things, little scrubby oak shadows and things like that. They're accents. They're fun. A little dark under my little varnish there. Oh, it never ends.
Oh.
What's that? The oil.
I told you.
It's anti-oil. It's fine. You can wash it with soap. No problem. Turpentine.
Yeah, I have it over here.